Right, the moving average strategy is looking good today. Everything's above the moving averages on all time charts. 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, and 1,000 tick charts look great on the MNQ, the micro NASDAQ futures contracts. And there's been plenty of trendline breaks. The problem with it today is that it's been ticking down just a little bit lower each time it comes down. So if you didn't take your one-to-one return on this trendline breaks, you would have been stopped out. And there was several opportunities, and they all looked good. The problem is it's real choppy, so you have to take your one-to-one return. Here's a great example. You can see the pintails building up over the moving averages, the trend line right here. And the problem was there was another trend line coming, and it was kind of pinched in between two trend lines. I hate when that happens. It does happen sometimes, but when it does break, there's a trend line coming from up here and a trend line right here. It built up in the middle with a bunch of zigzags. I knew it was going to go, man. And that right here is where you get in anywhere in that range if you feel comfortable. But if you don't get in until after it breaks the top trend line, you would have barely hit your one-to-one when it went over the all-time highs. Today it's breaking over the all-time highs. It just can't seem to actually stay there. Here's an example, 10,000 tick chart. It went over the all-time highs right before the bell opened, and then it went back up over a little higher. It went over again right here. Here it is again. This is the fourth time trying to get over this white line, which is the all-time highs. I think that's the all-time highs. We check our daily charts and our weekly charts to see where we're at. It keeps us up right here. Okay, so that's true. Here's the weekly chart, and it's right at the all-time highs right there. And the daily chart is showing that same all-time high, but it's a white line for the daily chart. So that's where we're at, okay? And that's what we're dealing with. We're chopping around that all-time high. And it's been doing that a lot last week or two, where it gets around a low or a high of the previous day or in those areas, and it chops around. But there are some good trend line break opportunities. We have to keep our risk managed very well and take that one-to-one when you get it on a day like a choppy day like this. You take your reward as fast as possible, and you don't try to go for a long home run on it. So the moving average trend line strategy is working pretty good, but take those profits very quickly. Peace.